What's going on, guys? In this video we are going to talk about 4 input K-maps. Now before we go and do a problem on that, let's look at the locations of the 16, because we are going to have 2 power 4. Since it's 4 inputs, we are going to have 2 power 4 16 boxes. So we have to know the location of all the 16 boxes. Now let's go ahead and draw the diagram of K-map. Okay, we are going to have 16 boxes. Okay, let's complete this diagram first. Okay, let's consider the variables a, b and c, d. Okay, let's say this is a b, and let's say this is c, d. Okay, now when we do K-map, this is going to be the numbers. We are going to have 0 0 0 1 and then 1 1 1 0. In the bottom we are going to have same thing, 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0. Okay, now we have to go in order of a, b, c, d. So if we put the order, this is going to be what? 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 0, and then let's write this one a little bit smaller. So this is going to be 1 1 0 0, and then 1 0 0 0, and then 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1, and then 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1, and then 1 1 0 1 1 1 0 1, and then 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 1. And for this one we are going to have 0 0 1 1, and for this one 0 1 1 1, and for this one 1 1 1 1, and for this one 1 0 1 1, and for this one 0 0 1 0, and here we are going to have 0 1 1 0 and 1 1 1 0, and here we are going to have 1 0 1 0. Okay, now we know that this is going to be what? 8 4 2 1. Now if you look at the first one, this is the 0 location because all of them are 0, so this is going to be 0, and here we have 4, so this is 4, and this one is 8 plus 4 12, and then 1 0 0, this is going to be what? 8, and here we have 0 0 0 1, that's 2, actually 1 here, and then 0 1 0 1, 4 plus 1 5, and this one is 1 1 0 1, 8 plus 4 plus 1 13, 1 0 0 1, 8 plus 1 9, and this one is 0 0 1 1, 2 plus 1 3, and this one is 0 1 1 1, 4 plus 2 plus 1 7, 1 1 1 1, 8 plus 4 12, 12 plus 2 14 15, and then 1 0 1 1 11, 0 0 1 0 4, 0 0 1 0 2, this is 2. Okay, this one is 2, and 0 1 1 0 6, and then 1 1 1 0, 8 plus 4 12, 12 plus 2 14, and then 1 0 1 0, that's going to be 8 plus 2 10. So this is how we determine the location of the K-map. Now we know the location. Now let's try a problem on this one. Let's say we have a problem. It's asking to find the K-map of this one. Let's say we have f of a, b, c, d, and they have given sum of min terms, that is given by 1 2 3 5 6 7 8 11, and then 13 15. So here we have sum of min terms. It means these are the locations where we are going to have 1. Okay, now let's go ahead and draw the K-map for this one. Okay, let's go ahead and draw the K-map, and we know that here we have 4 variables. From this one you can see a, b, c, d, 4 variables. So 4 variable means 2 power 4 16. That's why we have to have 4 by 4, like 16 boxes in a K-map. Okay, so let's draw the box first. Okay, this is what we are going to have. And the locations 0, 4, 12, 8, and this one is 1, 5, 13, and then 9, and here we have 3, 7, 15, 11, 2, 6, 14, 10. Okay, so this is the location. Now the location we have 1, at 1 we have a 1, so let's go ahead and fill this one up. At location 1 we have a 1, at location 2 we have a 1, at location 3 we have a 1, at location 5 we have a 1, at location 6 we have a 1, at location 7 we have a 1, at location 8 we have a 1, at location 11 we have a 1, at location 13 we have a 1, at location 15 we have a 1, others are going to be 0. Okay, now when we do the K map, okay, let's put the location 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, and these variables are A, B, C, D. Okay, now let's look at the location. So if you want to find the sum of product, you have to look at the location, like you have to combine ones. So here we go the order in 2, 4, 8, 16. Also we can have 1, 2, 4, 16, right? 16 is better than 8, 8 is better than 4, 4 is better than 2, 2 is better than 1. Now we don't have any 16, we also don't have any 8, so we have to look at where we can combine 4. Now let's look at the places we can combine 4. Here we can combine 4s together, these 4 together. Let's use a different color. So these 4 together we can combine, right? This is 1, and also we can combine these 4 together, and also we can combine these 4 together in the bottom, and also we can combine these whole 4 together. Okay, and also this one is left alone, we don't have any other choices, so we have to do this one alone, right? Now let's see what's the expression we are going to have for the first 4. Here we have 4. Okay, we can only have 2, 4, 8, 16. We cannot have any other possibilities. So here we have 4. This 4 I'm talking about, this 4 right here. If you look at this one, we have to look at the values that's not changing. If you look at A, B, A is 0, 0, not changing, B is changing. So A is, we have to put A, but since A is 0, we have to put a bar on it, because A bar, A complement is going to give us 1, because we have to, since we are looking at sum of product, we have to change this one into 1. Now if you look at the CD, C is changing, D is not changing, but D is already 1, so we can just directly put it as it is. And if you look at this one, this box right here, this one is what C, like A is changing 0, 1, B is not changing 1, 1, so B is not changing, so we can put B here. And then if you look at this CD, C is changing 0, 1, D is not changing, so we can put a D. And if you look at this box right here, the bottom one, A is not changing, B is changing, A is 0, so we had put a complement, A complement. And then if you look at CD, C is not changing, D is changing, so we had to put C right here. Okay, and this one is left alone, so this one is, for this one nothing is changing, everything is going to be same thing. So A, B, A is going to be as it is because A is 1, B is going to be B complement because B is 0, C, D, both of them are 0, so we have to complement both of them, C complement, D complement. So this is going to be the sum of product. Sum of product. In other words, we can say max term, or no, min term. If sum of product, this is min term. Max term is product of sum. Now let's see how to find that one too. Now to find product of sum, we have to look at the location where we have 0. Same approach. We should try to combine 2, 4, 8, 16. 16 is better than 8, 8 is better than 4, 4 is better than 2, 2 is better than 1. Now let's see whether we have 4. There's no possibility of getting 4, but we can have 2. These two can be combined together, and also this one can be combined with this 0. So there's this possibility, and also this bottom one can be combined like this, but this one don't have any other choice, so we have to just leave this one alone and find the expression for this one. Okay, so this one is left alone. Now let's look at the top 0, 0. So when we do the product of sum, when we do the sum of product, we multiply. When we do the product of sum, we have to add. So if you look at the first 0, 0, this 0, 0, 0 is A is not changing, B is changing, but A is already 0. Here we have to have 0. When we do the sum of product, this one has to be 1. But when we do the product of sum, this one has to be 0. A is already 0, so we can keep it as it is. And then if you look at C, D, both of them are not changing, so we have to write both of them, and both of them are already 0, so we can just directly write as it is. So this is going to be just A plus C plus D. Okay, now the top one, let's see whether I made any mistake. BD, A bar D, A bar C, and A bar B, C bar. Okay, let's see whether I made it. It looks, I missed one thing. I forgot to look at this part, the part going from here to here. I didn't add that one. Okay, that one is for this one. A and B are changing because 0, 0, 1, 1, B is 0, 1, 1, 0, so it's changing. But for this one, C and D is not changing, so we have to add a CD for this one, right? So this is, we have to add a CD for this one, plus CD. Okay, so this is going to be the min term. Now let's continue the bottom part. Bottom part, we did it for the first one, 0, 0. For this one, A is not changing, C and D are not changing. Now multiply, because for this one we have to multiply. And then next one is what we have, this 0, 0 here, and for this one A is changing but B is not changing, but B is 1, so we have to convert this one into 0, so we have to put a B complement. And then C and D are not changing, so we can directly add them, C plus D. Okay, so this is for this one, B bar C plus D. And then we have this bottom 0, 0. For this one, A is changing, A is not changing, B is changing, so we have to put A but complement. Then C is not, C and D are not changing, so C is 1, but we have to convert into 0, so C complement. And then D is 0, so we have to just keep it as that one. Okay, now the next one is what, this 0 left alone. Here we have 1, 0, 0, 1. So this one is A complement, then B plus B, and then we have C, and then D complement. Okay, so this is product of sum. Now we have, and this is max term, and this is one example. Now let's look at another example. Let's say they have given, let's get rid of the whole thing. Okay, let's say we have a function given like this: f is equal to w x bar plus yz bar plus w bar y bar z plus xz plus yxw. Okay, this is the one we have. Now let's create the k-map for this one. Okay, let's go ahead and create the k-map for this one. here we have 4 variables. You can see x, y, w, x, y, z. So 4 variable, 16 boxes. The variables we have are w, x, y, z, and this is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, and then here we have 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. Now here you can see this is sum of product. So when we have sum of product, we have to look at these are going to give us the location of ones. Now in order to get a 1, this one has to be 1 and this one has to be 0, because here we have a complement, right? So this one has to be 1, this one has to be 0, and for this one has to be 1, this one has to be 0. For this one has to be 0, 0, and this one has to be 1. For this one, both of them has to be 1. For this one, all 3 has to be 1. Now w is 1, x bar is 0. Let's look at the location where we have that one. Now w is the first term of the top one, right? So these two are giving us 1 for w, right? And also x has to be 0. Now x is 0 where? X is the second term. So this one 1, 0. So we have to have all of them are going to be 0. Like all of them in this one is going to be 1. Okay. Now let's look at this one. Y, z bar. Y has to be 1. Z has to be 0. Y is the first term of this one. Y has to be 1. These two are y is 1. And z has to be 0. So 1, 0. So this is the location. All of these things are going to be 1. Okay, let me double check. Y has to be 1 and z has to be 0. So this one, this, okay, let's see, is something wrong? Okay, I copied the question wrong. Let's see this one plus x, y, z. Okay, so x has to be 1, x has to be 1 and y has to be 1, 0. Okay, let's get rid of this one. Do it again. X has to be 1, y has to be 1, and also z has to be 0. X is 1 where? This 1, 2. The second term of the top one is the x. So this one is 1, this one is 1, and also y has to be 1. And to get y1, we have to have this one, like these two are y1, and z has to be 0. So only these two terms. And then the next one, w has to be 0, y has to be 0, and z has to be 1. W is the first term. So first term has to be 0, and y has to be 0. Y is the first term of the vertical one. So this is 0, this is 0. So these 4 locations. And z has to be 1. So z is 1 on this location. So these two are 1. Now let's look at this one. X, z has to be 1. X is the second term. This one, and z has to be 1. Z is 1 right here. So this is 1. And then we have wx, yx, w has to be 1. Y is the first one. That's 1. And x is the second one of the top. That's 1. And then w is 1. So this one should be 1. Now let's double check. wx bar, xyz bar, w bar, y bar, z plus xz, wxw. Okay, so w has to be 1, 0, x has to be 0, w has to be 1, x has to be 0. So x is 0 or on this location, wx0, this is the location. So we put all 1. And then x and y has to be 1. X is 1 in these two, and y is 1 in the bottom, these things. And then z has to be 0. Z is 0 on the bottom one, so we put 1 for this one. And then w has to be 0, y has to be 0, z has to be 1. W is 0 here, and y is 0 here, and z is 1 here, so we put 1, and then x has to be 1, z has to be 1, x is 1 here, and oh, I missed one thing, x is 1 in these two locations and z is 1 here also, right? So we have to put this one. So when we put we get this one and yxw, so we got the whole thing. Okay, so whatever else left, that's going to be 0. So this is going to be 0, this is going to be 0, this is going to be 0, this is going to be 0. Now let's try to find the sum of product. Sum of product, as I mentioned before, we have to look at 2, 4, 8, 16. 16 is better than 8, 8 is better than 4, 4 is better than 2, 2 is better than 1. Now we don't have any 8 possible. If this one is 1, we can have an 8, but we don't have anything like that. So the next thing is we have to look at the possible of getting 4s. So we can combine these 4 together, and we can combine these 4 together, and also we can combine these 4 together, and all of the 1 are covered. After it's covered, we are done. Okay, now let's look at the expression for this one right here. So we are looking at the sum of product is going to be, for this one, all the wx are changing, 0 0 1 1, x is changing into 0 1 1 0, so these two are changing. wz remaining the same, 0 1 is the only thing. So 0 mean y is 0, z is 1, so I had to put a y complement in order to make this one 1. We have to change all the 0 into 1. So y complement, z is already 1, so we can just keep it as it is. And if you look at this one is 1 0, wx is not changing, but yz is changing, 0 0 1 1, 0 1 1 0. So wx is not changing, so we had to put w is already 1, but x is 0, so we have to put x complement. Now let's look at this one. Here we have y is not changing, y is 1 1, z is changing, right? So we have to put just y. And for this one here, w is changing, 0 1, but x is not changing, x is 1 1, so we put x, right? So we have xy, wx bar, and then y bar z. So this is the expression for sum of product. In other words, we can say min terms. Now let's look at the product of sum. Product of sum, we have to look at the locations of zeros. Now this 0 we can combine like this. Also I can combine this 0 with this one, or you can do the bottom one, like you can combine it with bottom one. Let's try this way. You can do both way, right? You can combine with the next one, or you can combine like this. And also I can combine this 0 with this one. So we have covered everything, right? Now let's go and write the expression. Now let's look at this one here. So this one is connected with the bottom one. If you look at wx, it's not changing, right? But when we have product of sum, we have to keep it in 0. When we have sum of product, it has to be 1, but when we have product of sum, it has to be 0. So this is already 0, so we can just keep it as it is, w plus x. Now let's look at y and z. Y and z are 0 0 here. For this one, 1 0, so z is not changing, y is changing, 0 1, right? So we have to write z, and it's already 0, so we can keep it as it is. Now let's look at the next one. Let's look at this one right here. Here we have wx, x is not changing, but it's 1, so we have to complement it. But y and z are 0 0, it's not changing, so we can put y plus z. Okay, now let's look at this one, this bottom part. For this one, w and x are not changing, so it's already 0, so w plus x. And if you look at y and z, y is not changing, but it's 1, so we have to change this one into 0, so it has to be complemented. Z is changing, so we don't have to write that one. So this is going to be the expression for this is max terms. Okay, max terms. This is product of sum, in other words, max terms. And that's how we do the 4 input K-maps. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.